Hi, my name is Rohith Lawrence, and I am currently pursuing my MBA at MIT University. Today, I'm presenting my responses to five leadership focused questions using key theories and real world reflections to demonstrate how I have grown as a leader through this course. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of Kulin Nation, who are the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today. I'd like to start by briefly sharing my background. I completed my Bachelor's of Technology in 2022, and instead of following my conventional job path, I stepped directly into my family's tough and glass manufacturing business. I was interested with managing the sales and marketing department, where I implemented several impactful changes to improve our market approach and operational efficiency. However, I didn't limit myself to that department. I actively involved myself across production, operation, logistics, essentially every core function to understand how all these pieces fit together. That hands-on experience gave me a 360-degree view of leadership in action. Now, as an MBA student at RMIT, I'm looking to sharpen that practical foundation with global exposure and structural learning. This course has helped me gain new perspectives, and today I'll share how that learning has shaped my approach to leadership. As you can see, I have attached my LinkedIn profile link here. I use it to share my leadership insights, connect with peers and mentors, and reflect publicly on my learning journey. I believe in building a leadership brand that reflects authentically and in a good way. Please feel free to connect with me. So this is a table of content. As an introduction, I'll be covering themes like emotional intelligence, motivation, paradox theory, and innovation, all supported with scholarly sources from our course readings. The goal is to demonstrate how I have developed as a leader and how I apply these theories in real life situations. Okay, let's begin. Okay, so the first question was, how did the course influence your understanding of effective leadership, and what are the most significant insights you gained about yourself as a leader during the course? According to Goldman in 2013, leadership is about guiding others by focusing attention, not just giving direction. To me, leadership means inspiring action through purpose and emotional connection. I strongly relate to both slash and leadership by Smith and others in 2022, which embraces paradoxes rather than solving them. It fits how I try to lead, holding space for efficiency and innovation, empathy and performances. Leadership is also deeply personal. It reflects authenticity, as described by George in 2003, where leaders stay grounded in values while adapting to change. For me, leadership has shifted from control to influence. It's not about knowing all the answers, but about empowering others. The concept of consistent inconsistency from Smith and colleagues in 2022 has reshaped how I lead. I resonate with leaders like Yusuf Ali, whom I had taken for my first assignment, who blend tradition with adaptability. In my own leadership, I realized it's not about rigid consistency, but about staying true to purpose while adjusting tactics. Authentic leaders gain trust because they show up consistently in values even when decisions evolve. My leadership style now centers on being flexible in methods but firm in ethics and intent. That mindset has helped me navigate uncertainty and build resilient teams. This theory connects strongly with who I am becoming as a leader. Okay, coming to the second question. You would be leading a team of five diverse employees. How would you approach managing the various personalities and cultural background of the team to ensure exclusivity and optimal performance? According to Goldman, in 2000 emotional intelligence, especially self-regulation and empathy, is critical when leading a diverse team. I have also applied Ofsted's cultural dimensions, particularly when managing across different backgrounds. I have seen that understanding people's values help avoid miscommunication. In 2017, SAC explains that trust impacts team chemistry by releasing oxytocin, and I have learned that trust is earned through consistency, openness, and respect. In diverse groups, I prioritize listening deeply, asking questions, and adapting my approach. Emotional intelligence helps me bridge differences and create inclusive spaces where everyone feels heard. So when we are when we are talking about workplaces, in my previous role as sales and marketing manager of SFN Glass, which is my firm, our team had cultural and personality differences. There were frequent misunderstandings. I applied self-regulation to avoid reacting emotionally and focused on building trust through one-on-one connections. Uh, if I am referring to Goldman from 2000, I leaned into empathy and active listening. I also used Hofstede's ideas on power distance and individualism to understand how team members prefer feedback or recognition. These adjustments improved collaboration. Trust became the foundation and the team started to perform better. Emotional intelligence is not just a theory for me. It's been essential in building real connections that drive results. So coming to the third question, the organization has had mixed results in employee motivation and satisfaction, particularly post-pandemic. Pandemic. How would you assess, improve, and sustain your team motivation? So we all know how the pandemic was, and we all have come across such a difficult time. And motivation is deeply personal. According to Noria and others from 2008, employees are driven by four core needs to acquire, bond, comprehend, and defend. I have also drawn on Zach's 2017 article, Neuroscience of Trust. When trust is present, people perform better. Purpose is another motivator. Quinn and Thakur in 2018 argued that when people connect their work to something bigger, performance increases. I focus on creating shared meaning and autonomy. I have learned that motivating a team isn't about control or reward alone. It's about purpose, trust, and clarity. My role is to create the space for people to find meaning and energy in their work. And in our team, I once assigned a stretch task to someone who doubted themselves. It was difficult, but I trusted their potential. According to Quinn and Tucker in 2018, such challenges communicate belief in others, and that belief can be transformational. I also celebrate small wins to build momentum, as suggested by Cotter in 2012. My motivation strategy includes regular feedback, autonomy, and linking everyday tasks to bigger goals. Psychological safety, as Edmonds explains in 2019, makes people more willing to take initiatives. I have seen that in my team, when people feel safe and valued, they engage fully and contribute ideas more often. So coming to the fourth question, the organization is continuously striving to learn and innovate. However, a recent engagement survey indicates that employees do not always feel supported to innovate. How would you promote innovation within the team and organizations? So what I feel is that innovation leadership requires navigating contradictions. Smith and others explained in 2022 that both slash and leaders must separate operations from innovation but connect them with purpose. In my experience, trying to run innovation through the same lens as operations lead to conflict. Red ocean traps, as discussed by Kim and Moberg in 2015, it highlights how companies fall into efficiency mindsets that kill creativity. Psychological safety, again, is a must, and people won't innovate if they fear mistakes. Edmonds mentioned that in his 2019 book, The Fearless Organization. I have learned to invite feedback, encourage risk taking, and set up structures that allow experimentation. Innovation thrives in cultures of trust and curiosity. I once led a rebranding initiative in our firm where we had to redesign our outreach strategy. Instead of top-down direction, I encourage each team to, do give prototype ideas. This actually created energy and creativity among them. We use blue ocean principles to find new markets and listen to frontline staff for fresh insights. I balance deadline with exploration, holding the line on timelines, but flexible on method. Paradox leadership helped me maintain structure while fostering innovation. According to Smith and others, this duality is the key to sustainable innovation. I have learned that humility and openness are just as important as vision when leading, creating teams. So, coming to the fifth and the final question. Which leadership qualities or skills do you consider most important for you to develop moving forward and why? So I can really connect with this question because as part of my previous experience, I have really gone through a lot of challenges and changes, and I can really connect with these topics. So the leadership quality I rely on most is self-awareness. Goldman in 2000 identifies this as a foundation of emotional intelligence. I regularly reflect on feedback and adapt my behavior. This helps me lead with empathy and clarity. I also embrace paradox, holding steady in purpose but adapting strategy. Smith suggests this is essential in today's complexity. I believe self-aware leaders build trust and create clarity. My team respond best when I lead with transparency and emotional intelligence. I'm committed to continue learning, and I believe my awareness is what makes me effective under pressure. So, to develop further, I plan to complete a leadership coaching course this year, and I'll also apply situational leadership in upcoming group projects and attend cross-functional innovation workshops. And in RMIT, there are a lot of workshops which I can attend to and which can really help me in the future. My goal is to improve delegation, like not just assigning tasks, but empowering ownership. I was a person who used to, micromanage the people working under me and make sure they are making or doing it as per my needs. But I know that's not the right way. I'll seek 360-degree feedback every quarter and use journaling for regular self-reflection. And I believe it will help me in growing and becoming a really good leader. And according to Blanchard in 2010, adaptive leadership requires flexible behavior. And I'll also read two leadership books each semester. I'm not a person who really read much books, but recently I stumbled upon a habit of reading novels and other books. So I believe if I start reading leadership books, it will really help me in becoming a better leader in future. And my plan is grounded in feedback, self-awareness, and the courage to evolve. Leadership is a journey, and this plan helped me stay intentional and accountable. So, reflecting on this course, I have redefined leadership for myself. It's about purpose, trust, and adaptability. I now understand that motivation is emotional, not just transactional. Innovation is about managing paradoxes, not choosing sides. Trust is the currency of leadership. I have grown from being task first focused to being people focused. This course has helped me move from a fixed mindset to one of growth. I feel better equipped to lead in uncertain, complex situations and to bring out the best in people by creating purpose and psychological safety. And these are the references I use for this assignment, and I try to keep it according to the standards. I hope it's okay. And thank you for this time. And I'm looking forward for your feedback and continue to grow as a leader. And I would really like to connect with each one of you, especially you, ma'am. And have a nice day. Thank you.